Hello, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, and I'm assuming that about you. Anyway, I realized that today is St. Patrick's Day. I'm not wearing green. I haven't gotten pinched. Did you get pinched or did you wear green? Were you good or bad? Or are you Irish? I mean, people get the buttons, kiss me, I'm Irish. Everybody thinks they're Irish or they've got Irish blood. What do you know about Ireland and Northern Ireland? There's a difference. Um, like Northern Ireland is like northeast part of the island. They're different, and they have shown their differences over the years. Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about all things Irish today, since it's St. Patrick's Day. I got this out a little bit late. I was busy. Busy being Irish. The difference between Northern Ireland and Ireland, well, there's a lot. One of them's Protestant, I believe. Yeah, Northern Ireland is Protestant. Ireland is Catholic. Northern Ireland is a part of the UK. They use a different currency. They actually use the pound, whereas Ireland uses the euro. Northern Ireland is, again, it's part of the UK. Ireland is an independent, totally independent state. They're different. They've got I think 26 counties, where Northern Ireland has 6. So there's quite a bit of difference between the two. I think the part where one of them's Catholic, one of them is Protestant, has been the main linchpin. That's been a problem over the years. Not so much anymore. They pretty much solved their differences, which is good. But they have different anthems. They have different flags. They're obviously, separated by a border there, and I'm sure they cross back and forth. But so I was thinking about Ireland today and St. Patrick, and I was wondering, do other countries have St. Patrick's Day? Do they do that? I guess they do that in Ireland, right? Put in the comment section, by the way, and subscribe, okay? Give me a like, right? Because I'm going to throw down some info here you may not have ever heard before. And there's a lot that I know I've never heard about Ireland. I've never really paid that much attention. But they have a long history with the United States. Did you know that 3 Irish men actually signed the Declaration of Independence? Yeah. Yes, they were men. No women signed the Declaration of Independence. You knew that. And even today, when people, I've always thought it was funny. Yeah, I'm Irish. I'm Irish. Okay, how's that possible? It's a small island. Well, there's 35 million American citizens of Irish descent. 35 million. So, maybe when the guy tells you that or the girl tells you that, maybe they are. People think of like an Irish girl having red hair, and I'm sure they do. I think actually, though, blonde is a more prevalent hair color over there, or even brunette. I think it's more Scottish that have the red hair. I think that's pretty. Am I right? Again, put it in the comment section. Am I wrong about that? No. Look it up. Yeah. So we had 3 Irishmen sign the Declaration of Independence. It was even printed by an Irishman named John Dunlap. He's the one that printed it out. There was an Irishman, what was his name? Charles Thompson. There's an Irishman named Charles Thompson that designed the bald eagle. It's kind of cool, a symbol of the United States. By the way, when we were choosing this national symbol, Ben Franklin had an idea. Wait till the end of the video. I'll tell you what his idea was. So yeah, we had 3 signed. We had John Dunlap actually printed it. Charles Thompson designed the bald eagle. There's a guy by the name of Stephen Moylan actually coined the term United States of America. Thomas Jefferson kind of honed in there, kind of took credit for it, but he's the one that actually got it codified and signed into law and everything. But the idea actually came from Stephen Moynihan. Did you know that we've had 23 presidents of Irish descent? I mean, I always knew about Reagan and John F. Kennedy. You know, they were both Irish. John F. Kennedy was Irish Catholic. I guess we know which Ireland he came from. And we talk about St. Patrick. There's a lot of things that are believed about St. Patrick that aren't really true. I mean, there's never been snakes in Ireland. Okay, he didn't lead them out. You know, so they weren't there to begin with. But he wasn't Irish either. He was actually from Wales. He was kidnapped by the Irish, taken over into Ireland, escaped, went back to Wales, became a priest, and went back to Ireland because he liked it. He also designed the shamrock with 3 leaves. Those 3 leaves are the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's why he designed it that way. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you didn't get pinched today. I hope you eat some potatoes tonight. Oh, by the way, there's I'm trying to. Here's some more research. I meant to look this up. They were starving in Ireland, and there was a tribe of Native Americans here in the country that actually sent food over to them or something. Do you know anything about that? Oh, and by the way, the national bird that Ben Franklin had in mind, turkey. I'm glad Charles Thompson won that bet. Anyway, come back and see us again. Subscribe, comment, give me a thumbs up. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Now go drink some dark beer.